Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My son had been craving for Swiss rolls since he turned gluten-free, so I decided to give it a try. I must say it took me a good number of trials to get it right. So let me share the recipe with you. Take a small bowl. I'm using 1/4 cup of my homemade gluten-free all-purpose flour. Recipe link is on the top right. 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1/4 teaspoon of gluten-free baking powder. You can replace it with a pinch of baking soda, a pinch of salt. Give it a good mix. If you don't want this to be gluten-free, simply replace the gluten-free ingredients with your usual ingredients for the same quantities. Keep it aside. Take 3 eggs, separate the egg whites and egg yolks. We'll keep the egg yolks aside for now. Add egg whites to a medium-sized bowl. We'll need half cup of powdered sugar for the whole recipe, but for now we'll use half of it with the egg whites. Take a small piece of lemon and squeeze out the juice, which should be around 1/4 teaspoon. You can substitute lemon juice with 1/4 teaspoon of white vinegar. Whisk them using a hand mixer for around 4 to 5 minutes on a medium speed until stiff peaks. After whisking for 2 minutes at a stretch, stop and check to see if you have got stiff peaks yet or not. If it looks something like this, which is soft peaks, then you need to whisk it further for a few minutes. So this is how these stiff peaks look like. Keep it aside. Put 3 egg yolks in a large bowl. Add the remaining sugar and start whisking until creamy. The sugar used is the normal sugar powdered in a mixer jar at home. After whisking for about 2 minutes, the mixture should have turned off-white like this. Add 2 tablespoons of any non-fragrant vegetable oil. I'm using canola oil. Half teaspoon of vanilla extract or essence while continuing whisking for another 30 seconds. Please ensure that you never ever use olive oil for any cake recipe. Add half of the dry flour mix to this egg yolk mixture and start combining using cut and fold method. Once all the flour is well combined, add half of the whisked egg white mixture and combine it again using the same cut and fold method. At this time, be very gentle so not to deflate the egg whites. Once well combined, repeat both the steps of mixing flour and egg whites. Take a cookie sheet or a large baking pan. Mine is 12 inches into 8 inches. I have lined it with parchment paper so the cake doesn't stick to the cookie sheet. Transfer the batter onto it, spreading it out evenly on it. Tap it a few times to release the air bubbles trapped on the surface so not to have a domed cake. Bake it in a preheated oven at 150 degrees for 20 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. Do not forget to set a timer for the same, else if the cake is overbaked, it will become dry and will break while rolling. Once done, take it out immediately from the oven. Now to take it out of the pan, I'm transferring it to a silicone mat supported with a chopping board. Both of these need to be slightly bigger or of the same size as your baking pan. Since the pan is hot, using oven gloves, Toss it upside down to transfer it to the silicone mat or a fresh parchment paper. Loosen the parchment paper from all the sides so it could be easily pulled off without damaging the cake. Look how airy the cake looks. Immediately roll it and let it cool down while we prepare the filling. For filling, take 1/3 cup, or that is about 75 grams of unsalted butter. You can also use salted butter. I have microwaved it a little to soften it. Cream it a bit using a fork. Add half cup, that is about 60 grams of icing sugar. Now this icing sugar is different from powdered sugar. Add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Start combining until well mixed. This usually takes about a minute of continuous whisking. I prefer fork over whisk, as otherwise the mixture gets stuck to the whisk and it becomes difficult to take it out. Once it is smooth like this, the icing is ready. Unroll the cake gently. Start spreading the filling on the cake in a thin layer, just as we would spread butter or jam on bread with a knife. Re-roll the cake as it was rolled before, but this time keep pressing the cake while rolling up so there is minimum gap between the icing and the cake layers. The cake top layer will come out, so don't worry about it. If you want, you can put chocolate ganache to cover the cake later, but trust me, this cake tastes amazing just as it is. Keep it covered and let it cool down completely, which usually takes about 2 hours. This soft and delicious cake is loved by people of all age groups. Look at the perfect layers. Please do try this recipe and share your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. It lets me know how many people are appreciating my efforts. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.